We have Mr. MP Mal. He is the chairman of IRCTC. Thank you so much for taking time out. It has been a long time that we too have interacted, and no doubt we're talking about the kind of impact that the travel industry has had to take on account of the COVID pandemic. Railway operations in particular had been completely suspended. But now as things are opening up, are you confident of some sort of a revival kicking in? There's hopes of the vaccine as well that are very much around the corner.
Thank you very much. And then coming to your question, yes, there is a revival. There is increase in number of bookings. There is increase in number of passengers. Especially if you see during last 15-20 days, there has been continuous reduction in corona active active patient graph. It is coming down. So a kind of confidence is coming back to passenger. And people are booking more and more tickets now.
Okay, that is certainly encouraging to hear. Now, while most of your segments had been impacted during the quarter due to the lockdown, the biggest impact was on the tourism segment. Do you think that we are likely to see a pickup in domestic revenues? Do you think that there are any steps that the government can take as well in order to help boost the tourism?
You see, our tourism is largely oriented towards package tours and mass tourism. We normally carry these Bharat Darshan trains and this bulk tourism. So last month we ran two Bharat Darshan, each train carrying about 600 passengers. And it was quite successful. There was good response to it. And we carried almost 600 passengers in these two trips for 7 days. And fortunately, everything went on well. So that has created more confidence in certain areas, and we are hopeful that it will come back to its normalcy if the corona remains. Corona number reduces, and there is a strong likelihood of vaccine also. So with this, we are hoping that by January, February, things should improve.
Yes, of course, we saw an impact on the tourism segment in particular. Are you looking for any measures from the government? Or of course, you talked a little bit about that. But in addition to that, do you also feel perhaps altering the ticketing rates to assuage the kind of impact the lockdown has had? Do you think that will help as well, Mr. Mal?
No, currently, we have no thinking about tinkering the ticketing rate. But this segment has sufficient margin, and we are sustaining through. There is no issue.
Okay. You've also made a representation of waiver of commitment charges for the operation of trains due to the railways due to the inability to carry out those operations. Do you think that you will get a waiver, that you won't need to then make provisions for that?
Yeah, we have requested, and there is a strong likelihood because trains were stopped by government, not by us because of not getting traffic or anything. Since the overall movement was stopped and there was no permission to run the train. So we are confident that we will give the waiver for that period.
Wait.
Sir, just wanted to also get in an insight as to, we have seen that increase in the convenience revenue to pre-COVID levels by the Q2. Does this signal that, you are seeing strong sense of normalcy resume over the next 6 to 8 months?
Yeah, 6 to 8 months is perhaps too long a period. If situation remains like this and this graph comes down and with vaccine there, I'm sure this will bounce back.
Okay. Fair enough. I want to talk in specific about your financials as well. We did see that massive decline in your overall revenues, and that was largely on account of the pandemic. Just walk us through. I know you spoke about ticketing. You gave us a sense in terms of your tourism. What is the segmental impact on the rest of your sectors, or the revenue impact, and when is it that you're going to see a recovery?
See, revenue, our all segments are primarily linked to rail travel, largely. And rail travel was stopped for almost 1.5 months, and then it is still running at about 30-35% level. So all these segments are badly affected. Yes, ticketing is our, I'll say, bread and butter, and it has a reasonable margin to sustain the company. But both catering, tourism, rail neer, every segment is very badly affected. So this year, of course, there is no scope of coming back to the expected level. In fact, originally we had given a projection of 3,000 crores as overall revenue. But now I think we will reach around 600-650 crores. And things will start once the travel comes back to normal, which will happen after, vaccination and combined impact of reducing number of COVID cases. So people are still traveling. There is a good booking going on for Holi. Like we book 120 days in advance. So currently our internet ticket booking has picked up by almost 20-25%.
Sure. Mr. Mal also wanted to, analyze what's happening with divestment. The government divested about 20% stake in your company via the OFS. What's the outlook henceforth on what the business plans are post OFS?
See, we recently government has divested 20%. Business plans will remain as it is. The only thing I'll say that everything is deferred by a year. Our capex, our projections, everything broadly deferred by a year.
Sure, understand. Also wanted to ask about, the packaged drinking water. You currently have about 10 operation plants with a cumulative capacity of over 11 lakh litres per day, as we understand. How do you think is the visibility on this business, considering things during the lockdown must have slowed there as well? And are you now, with visibility coming in because of unlocking, looking to expand your capacity as we move forward?
See, currently we have 14 business plants operating, and during current financial year, 3 more will be commissioned, which will take us to 17. So as far as packaged drinking water is concerned, we are going ahead as per plan. And by 22, we will complete our 21 plants. And with that, we will meet almost 90-95% requirement of Indian Railways.
Sure. So when is it that, Mr. Mal, you see a bounce back in your FY22 estimates as capacity expansion of rail as well as neer? And what kind of impact do you sense would be there because of the price hikes announced in catering?
Price hike announced in catering has no impact on rail neer. Because rail neer is a separate product. For that, no price hike has been done, nor have we demanded. But for catering, there was a price hike. Of course, largely it could not be implemented on prepaid trains because there is advance reservation of 120 days, and it was decided that this should be implemented on those trains from 28th of March. But before that, train movement was stopped, and after that, currently we are selling only ready to eat. So once the situation normalizes, passenger number comes back, and this cost of meal again is made part of fare, then we will bounce back with almost, the impact of price revision will be felt then at that stage.
Thank you so much for joining us and giving us a view as to your operations, when you see a sense of normalcy, as well as how you're seeing travel as well resuming, as we are seeing people gain a lot more confidence. Good to have you on board.
Thank you.